What's up, people? My name is Jonathan. Welcome to Kemper Corner on Mix It Up. This segment, I'm going to go into things I've learned about the Kemper and just things that I'd like to explore with you. Things that I think should be covered maybe a little bit differently than what's online. There's, of course, a lot of stuff online, a lot of good stuff. But I'd like to share with what I've learned with you, and maybe we can learn something together. So, to start out with, a little bit of background on me. I played drums for about 7 years when I was in high school, from about 1984 to 1991. Since then, I played a bit of this, bit of that, a little bit of keyboard, a little bit of that. And then from 1991, I took a long break from music, picked it back up in about 2007. And after playing drums for about 10 years, I switched from drums to guitar because I always wanted to play guitar. I just never had the opportunity. When I started my journey on playing guitar, I could barely play guitar that good, and I didn't know which tone I wanted. I didn't know if I wanted a Marshall tone, a Engel tone, a Mesa Boogie tone, a Friedman tone, whatever. So I decided to buy an amp which can give you all the tones you want, and that's the Kemper. And the good thing about it is you don't need to program it like hell. You just go online and you download a profile, of which there are a lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones, but a lot of good ones that more or less tell you what that amp kind of sounds like. So I was using it to find my kind of tone, but also it sounded pretty good. So I like that flexibility. The other thing, it was all MIDI compatible. I use a vocal effects pedal live called a Voice Live unit. And I do a lot of switching on my vocal effects. I'm a singing guitar player now, and I like the ability that the Kemper can be like a one-stop shop. Via the remote, you can just basically change not only the Kemper profiles, but you can also change your vocal effects with it. It's really cool. I've got that really nice setup. And before I go on further, I'm not sponsored by Kemper. I bought it with my own hard-earned money. I saved a long time to buy it. And it was not cheap, but I don't regret buying it. So let's start out with, I'm going to give you the top 10 reasons why I love the Kemper. Number one, it sounds great. There will be a long-running battle, and there is a long-running battle between Axe FX or Kemper. You know what? I think they're pretty darn good, both of them. It's a personal choice at the end of the day. I've seen so many like versions and comparisons online. It's really the same thing. The audience doesn't know. They won't know the difference. You as a player, maybe you can pick a little difference here or there, but it sounds great. There's no doubt about that. I think Axe FX and Kemper are the best on the market right now. Second, it's very easy to use live. You can go straight to the unit, and I didn't even read the manual when I got it. I just went to the unit, and I was able to, within half an hour, know how to do it, change the EQ, change the volume. It's very intuitive to me. And live, you have to make sometimes adjustments live. Sometimes maybe you got too much high frequency, or you need a little bit of more bass. You can do all that live, and it's really cool. And you can also make adjustments, save it on the fly, and boom, you go. I love it live. It really is a great unit. Number three, great tones are available for free. You go onto Rig Exchange. I think last time I checked, maybe 15, maybe even 17,000 now. There are so many profiles online. There's a lot of crap out there, I must say, but there's a lot of really good profiles. Most of the profiles I use are free. And I did buy one pack. I bought the Jerry Cantrell Friedman pack from Chop Tones, not sponsored. I bought it with my own money. That is an awesome pack. That's the only one I bought. The rest are all free, and what comes with the unit. Number four, as I mentioned earlier, I could use it to find my tone. If I want to see how does a Marshall JCM 800 sound and how does a Marshall JCM 900 sound and what's kind of the difference, I know it's not the same thing as buying two amps, but you can get a feel for what the difference is. Is it more mids, more lows, whatever? So I could use it to find my tone, and I have used it to find my tone. I know what my tone is. I just need to save money to buy it, the real tube amp, that is. The other thing is it's small. I have the powered version, but when you consider how small the Kemper is and how light it is, it's just really convenient to carry around. So it's not a rack unit. I have the good thing is the Kemper comes with a rack unit or what they call the toaster. I have the toaster version because it's just, for me, size-wise, it's nice. I like that also that it has the you have the choice, the rack or the toaster unit. Number 6, with the Kemper, the one I bought the powered one. I can still have my cab. Sorry. I like to feel the air move, and I like the sound coming through a Celestion Vintage 30 speaker. There's going to be nothing that can. I don't want this full range stuff. I know some people like that, but I want to see a cab. The other thing is live. Often at least where I play, you have 4 or 5 bands playing with the same backline, and you need to, within 5-10 minutes, be able to take your amp, put it in place, hook it up to a common cab that everybody's sharing, and then be ready to play and not be rushing around with all sorts of crazy, getting your own full range speaker in place. I can use what's there. I can connect it up like a normal amp, turn it on, boom, ready to go. I really like that about the Kemper. The XFX doesn't have a powered unit built into it. And the thing is, it's built in. It's one package. Plunk, amp, remote, guitar, play. Done. I love that. Number 7. Kemper keeps developing the unit. They have never really changed the hardware that much. Some people see that as a disadvantage. I see it as an advantage. Kemper seem to be committed to backward compatibility. You can take the first Kempers, as far as I know, that were ever built, download the newest firmware in it, and run it just like a brand new one purchased today. Hats off to you, Kemper. I think that's pretty cool. Of course, XFX has taken a different approach. They have come up with the XFX 1, and then they brought the 2. Now they have the 3. I get it. You're trying to put better processors which are available. Kemper say that their unit is not really held back by processor power. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I just like the concept. At least if it's what they say is true, they are trying to keep the thing in production for a while and keep backwards compatibility so that they're always giving more to customers, giving them more options, and still keeping older Kempers relevant. I like that. Number 8. I like that it has SPDIF in and out. I do a lot of recording at home, and the Kemper really has an awesome tone for recording. I mean, you can sound like a produced band that goes in a studio and pays 30,000 euros. It's amazing the tones you can get into your computer. And the thing is, if you go through an interface, then you're hamstrung by the interface. Whereas if you go SPDIF into your interface, you are not limited by how good your interface is. It's all digital. So I like that about it. And as I mentioned earlier, MIDI, I like that it has MIDI in and out. I use that quite a lot in my live setup. Number 9, I think it looks cool. I think the Kemper looks cool. This green look and this the toaster. I don't know. Some people think it looks like some space age piece of shit, but I like it. I think it looks cool. And it's distinctive. People see, oh, he's playing a Kemper. They know, it's kind of a, if it's a rack unit, there's also, you don't know what it is, but, it has a certain kind of status, Kemper. Lastly, but not least, remote. The remote on the Kemper is so awesomely designed and so well thought out. I love it. I will go into a bit more in the remotes in a separate section. I'll give you my top 5 why I like the remote, so stay tuned for that. But I love the remote, and I'll tell you in another video, I'll give you the detailed reasons why I think the remote from Kemper is the best remote for any amp on the market. So those are my top 5, not endorsed by Kemper anyway. I researched it, a friend of mine had one, and I learned a bit from that. And I made my choice. I said Kemper, and I don't regret it. I know that you have the XFX guys out there that think that's the best. Yeah, it's all personal choice, yeah? Choose what you want. So that's all I got time for. I hope to bring you more content on the Kemper Korner. Next episode, I'll tell you why I love the remote. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed and stay safe out there, guys.